You. No. You. You. I'm talking to you. What are you afraid of? Hi friends, you're inside the Mom Stuff Coffee Shop. I am KK Smith. I am a mother, wife, content creator, author, and speaker. This YouTube channel is designed to help you get back up again and live a life full of purpose on purpose. Today, we are talking about how in the world do I overcome my fear? How do you overcome your biggest fears and yet keep going? I have some tools and tips for you today. You probably have a few fears or sometimes many fears that keep popping up, and it's stopping you and it's keeping you in suspense and it's stopping you from doing what you absolutely want to do in your life. I get it. I've been there. The good news is you can face these fears head on with these tools and strategies. What are some common fears we all face? Aging, death, parenting skills, public speaking, problems in your career, poverty, body shame, being single, you name it, the world is full of fear. And especially today, in times like these, there is fear. But don't let fear hold you back anymore. If you operate in fear, fear can cause you to make so many wrong turns in life. You're running from the decision and you run into a brick wall. The wall is the wrong choice. So you must settle yourself inside your mind and realize that we all have fears. I think when we realize that everyone has fears, you become less and less afraid. If you think you're all alone on any decision, there is fear. The terror of you thinking about you doing this all alone. You have no support. You have no system. Your mind has taken control. That is a scary place to be in. But let me assure you, everybody has fears. The next tip I have for you is to don't diminish your fears. They're real. So what could you do about them? You need to face them head on. I know that's scary, but here's what I'm talking about. When you have a fear, instead of running away from it, run to it. Suppose you do have to do a public speaking. Suppose you do have to stand up in front of a crowd of people and give a speech. Realize that everyone has that same fear. I remember taking speech and I was absolutely terrified. We started our class with about 30 people. When the semester ended, it was only 8 people in class. This is how much fear public speaking brings. Throughout the semester, when I had to do different speeches, I would just think about, what do I want to say? What are my points? What are the things that I'm afraid of? These people are just like me, full of fear to get up and do this. But what I had was powerful, and that's what you need to think about. What are you trying to say? It's powerful. People need that information. So that's going to propel you out of your fear. Face the lion and roar back to the lion. The lion is saying, you can't do this. You need to say, yes, I can, in every situation. Another reason why we have so much fear is because we don't understand the fears that we're facing. Let's just say we're fearful about going into a career. It's so scary, but you really, really want to get into it. All you need to do is find out more about it. Get a mentor in that area. When we understand something, the less and less we are afraid of it. There could be a person that you're fearful of. The more you understand them, the less and less that person will be fearful to you. The next tip I have is visualize how you're going to conquer this fear. So, visualizing oftentimes takes a pen and paper. Putting all your thoughts down, looking at them. What are the pros? What are the cons to me facing this fear? What am I really afraid of? Pros to this fear. I'll have a new job. I'll have more money. I'll do this. I'll do that. Cons. Maybe I have to go back to school. Maybe there's a lot of learning. I don't have the time. I don't think I'm smart enough. I don't have the resources. So you look at your fears and you look at the pros And before you know it, you would have located exactly what you're afraid of. But too many times we're not executing it like that. We're not looking at it, and we're not understanding where is this fear coming from. Now, when you make this list, only you need to look at it. If you want to share it with somebody else, that's your choice. But what I found, if we are very honest with ourselves, we can get up close to our fears. You wouldn't share this on social media. You wouldn't share this even sometimes with your best friend. But you can share this with yourself. And you can look at, what am I actually afraid of? And friends, I don't care how deep you go. Go very, very deep to get to the bottom of that fear. And you can uproot it like a root and cut it off at the root. Another tip I have for you on how to face your fears is reevaluate your foundation of your values. The reason why this is important is because we all have ingrained in us a healthy fear to keep us out of danger, to keep us out of trouble. So by evaluating your core values, you are actually telling your fear, I will not be a slave to you because I don't believe in what I'm about to walk into. Sometimes you want to do these things, you want to be bold and forward into these things, into these decisions, but these are things that you truly do not subscribe to. You are not in the driver's seat. Oftentimes, we're doing things that are standards in society. They have absolutely no purpose with what we really want to do in life. And sometimes that fear is there to kind of reel us back in. So, evaluate your values and your virtues and hold them up to this fear. Is this something that I really want to do? Is this something that I really love? Or am I following the status quo? Another tip I will give you in facing fear is this. Really, really think about getting some help. Help is invaluable. Oftentimes when I faced a huge fear and wanted to know more about it, I asked someone who had just went through that same fear, that same impossibility. Someone that I could either talk to or someone that could mentor me. Now, people might not be available for mentoring, but they might be available to execute, to tear this fear completely apart and let you bite it off in baby steps. Because oftentimes I think we're trying to get the whole thing and just tackle it at one time. And this can create so much fear. Get help, get mentorship to break down that fear. The next thing I would tell you about fear is be careful with who you surround yourself with. Are they cultivating fear in you? Are you surrounding yourself with people who really don't believe that you can do it? They're pessimistic. They're always throwing some shade, and they're always saying, do you really think you want to do that? Do you really think? Because oftentimes people want you to be where they are. They want you to stay there, stay put, so I can understand this. Stay put. We have to evaluate the company we surround ourselves with. And this is so important for you to share with a young person, to share with anybody that's facing a huge decision in their life. Watch the people that you're hanging around with. I can remember having a mentor that I had outgrown, actually. I had some wonderful ideas, and he used to tell me all the time, do you think you should do that? I wouldn't do that. Wait, stop, don't do it. And I realized that I really looked up to this person and I really liked this person a lot. But what I also realized is that I was trying to move forward and it felt like a magnetic pull in the opposite direction. And it felt like a kind of relationship where it was tug of war. And I realized that I had outgrown this relationship. I didn't have any ill will, but the Holy Spirit let me know, you have outgrown this relationship. You need to move on. And just like that, I felt so much new energy come into my space because I watched who I let in my circle and who I let tell me information. Now, a lot of times you might be familiar with people people you admire, people you've been around a long time. But sometimes those people are not trying to do what you're trying to do. So they might cultivate a little fear that's within themselves. They might be scared to do what you're about to do. But that doesn't mean that you have to subscribe to that. You know, friends, I could tell you about so many fears that I had to face and overcome. The one thing I will share with you is that in order to face fear, you have to be willing to fail. And I know that sounds terrible, but a lot of times we're afraid to fall. Just like a baby. A baby falls so many times before they walk. And whatever you're trying to do, that's new, that's different, that's exciting, sometimes you have so much fear around it. People have wanted to write books, write songs, do anything in life, do bold things in life, but it takes confidence. It takes us overcoming our fears. And sometimes failure is a part of winning. So friends, take these tools on facing your fears, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell notification for more videos on empowerment, on parenting, business, and life. And until next time, I'm KK Smith, and you've been